Hey, this is Chris Connors, kind of behind the scenes in the Big DM studio, and I'm here today with Mr. Levar Jones, and you may know his story. A few years ago, 2014, right, Levar?
Yes, sir.
You were coming out of a gas station on Broad River Road, and I guess you were pulled over and stopped by a state police officer, and everyone, I'm sure, saw the video. You appeared to be looking for your license and registration, and he shot you.
Yes. Just to clarify, wasn't pulled over.
Okay.
I was already stopped at the gas station.
Okay.
And he turned around, pulled up his vehicle behind mine, and he asked me for my license and registration.
Mhm.
And at that time, I reached into the vehicle. Well, first I tapped my back pocket, then I reached into the vehicle.
You realized you didn't have it on you.
Didn't have it on me. Reached in the vehicle, like so many people keep the registration in the glove compartment.
Absolutely.
Went to go reach for my registration. He started shooting.
Man, I'm sure that surprised you.
Oh yeah, wouldn't it surprise you? I mean, the climate at the time, you would think it would put you in a funny place.
Yeah.
It was 25 days after Mike Brown.
Okay.
So like the climate was already anxiety in the hood, in the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I was thinking I need to be extra cautious.
Yeah, you
but
were just
then
going
after
about.
it happened, it wasn't one of those things like, boy, I should have been prepared in my head for a little bit,
What were the extent of your injuries? We all saw the video. We know obviously you were hit, but what were the extent of your injuries?
One thing I like to refer to as, it was God's blessing, but I call it the boomerang bullet.
Okay.
I have a bullet that came in my hip
Okay.
and came out my side.
Okay.
Instead of going straight through, which would have tore up a lot of bone,
Mm-hmm.
came out the side. That and then, the mental anguish, sleepless nights, all that kind of stuff.
I can
still deal
imagine.
with. You could just imagine if a police car is behind me and I happen to be driving, then they got the blue lights on rushing down the street. Even though in my head it tells me I'm looking in the rear view, they're a half a mile behind me. They don't want me. They're
Yeah.
gonna go around.
Yeah.
But still the sweat comes, the perspiring.
Still nervous.
Yeah, shaking.
Were you able to go back to work? Are you able to work, or
I
you just?
haven't worked since that day, since September 3rd, 2014. I was an assistant manager the day before I got shot and haven't been back to work since.
Well, of course, the case has been back in the news this week, and I'm
Yes.
sure you've been following it. The officer lost his job, as he should,
Yes.
and he was sentenced this week to 5 years, I believe, in
Yes.
prison. They say they're going to give him credit for time served, which is about 17 months. So it looks like he may do around 3.5 years.
33 months.
How do you feel about that?
I'm never going to feel like it's enough.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, and in the time where I've sat there and watched the whole United States do nothing,
Mm-hmm.
Colombia, here, our home,
Mhm.
did something.
Yeah.
So definitely these are people that put their jobs on the line. These are people that put their status on the line in order to make sure that justice was served.
Mhm.
Now, one funny thing about justice is the person that receives justice, whether it's me or Mr. Groubert,
Mhm.
we have no word in that justice. So, which is fairness. And I say in a lot of times I speak, justice is easily defined by one word, fairness.
Yeah.
So we have no word in that justice. So we just gotta kind of accept what it is. I'm a Christian, God-fearing man, go to church all the time.
Mhm.
So I put it in the Lord's hands a long time ago.
Do you accept that this was a mistake by him? I know some people say that, there's some law enforcement officers that are bad cops or good cops. You believe that this was just a mistake?
I mean, if that's what he says, what else? I'm not gonna go counter that.
Yeah.
But I will say that he does have a lot of shaky character
Mhm.
type situations that have been going on. I don't know if it has to do with any medical conditions or anything else like that. But I know his character has been kind of shaky.
Mhm.
So he's said one thing and done another multiple times. So whether it is or not, that's in God's hands once again.
Yeah.
But
What about you in terms of your recovery? You're doing okay? You're going to get back to 100%, you believe?
The mental side, I don't ever know because,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm always going to deal with certain situations. I could give you a million situations, but I like to tell people like this: I won't know until I'm put in the situation how
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to respond with it.
Has a cop pulled up behind you since then? Have
Yes.
you been driving and
Yes. Luckily, the first 2 times I got stopped after this situation, I was actually on my motorcycle.
Okay.
So I felt way more comfortable. People that know me know that I've rode a motorcycle every day, rain, sea, or snow, for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Because like it's a lot more comfort, a lot more air around you. Like, you know, if I make any kind of movements, at least the officer's not going to feel threatened.
Okay.
You know, because he can see everything that's going on.
Moving forward, I mean, are you suing the state? Is there a lawsuit involved? I know you probably can't talk about that.
Right now, there was so much new evidence that was brought forth in the sentencing yesterday. They brought forth a lot of new information. So I would like to, let's say, leave the door open for any other situations that I may be able to enter into. But we just got to see how that plays out, you know?
I understand, man. We all saw that horrific video. Everyone was moved by it. This is the man that was in the video.
Yes.
Was shot by that police officer on that day 3 years ago. Glad to see you're doing much better. Thank you for stopping by the
no
Big
problem, Chris.
DM Studios, man. We're going to continue to pray for you, and hopefully everything works out.
Thank you.
All right.